Great. We are live. Welcome to the webinar. We'll allow a little bit of time for everyone to join in here. Welcome, everyone. We'll give just a couple moments here to get everyone in the room, so to speak, in the virtual room.
All right. Does it look good on your end?
Looks great. Thank you, Julia. Well, we are here talking about the topic of what's love got to do with money? I love this. It always makes me think of that Tina Turner song, right, Julia?
Yes, I love that.
Yes, we're going to be talking about a transformative framework for working with your money, which this should be really fun. So I am obviously joined here with Julia. She is the founder and CEO of Financial Freedom Wealth Management Group. Quite an amazing company, I would say. She founded the firm 23 years ago, and its success has really become what has forwarded Julia into becoming really a thought leader in our industry, in the financial services industry, which is great. Julia is an entrepreneur, speaker, author, educator, very well experienced and versed in the investment landscape. So we're certainly glad to have you as part of the team, Julia. And I know you're also recognized as being especially knowledgeable in topics like estate planning and exit strategy planning for business owners, distribution planning, everything dealing with retirement and money, really, if we think about it. You've received many awards over the years. In fact, I saw 4 years in a row as Forbes' top women wealth advisors, which is pretty phenomenal. And I think it'll be 5 if we keep adding the years. So I know you actively participate in the local community in Newport. You're part of the Rotary and Chamber of Commerce, also serve as vice president for the Pacific Communities Health District Foundation Board. So a lot of involvement. You've also got a husband and 3 kids. You're just always going. In fact, I heard recently you've been very active, pulling long days, working on something brand new when we talk about that author type thing. Is this right?
Oh, yes, yes. I have been busy.
Yes. Well, tell us more.
Okay, but first, I have some gratitude and love to give to you, Jason, because I couldn't do what I do without you.
Thank you.
Yes, Jason is the president of Financial Freedom Wealth Management Group. He's been with us over 10 years. He's a certified financial planner. He has his MBA in finance from Walden University, and just so much experience he's brought to our company. And it's just been an honor to do business with you over the last 10 years, Jason.
Thank you.
Yes, Jason is from Corvallis. He is a OSU grad as well, so go Beavers. He has 3 kiddos, which you're going to see a sneak peek into his life here today, and a wonderful wife, Angel, and just very much involved in the Corvallis community as well. So, okay, so without further ado, but I will say we are recording this presentation today, so I just want to share that with everyone as well. But you as participants won't be seen, so we wish we could do that, but we can't. So here we go. All right, so what does love have to do with money? Well, I think a lot. You are our first clients, and I have friends here to hear about my new book and what it has inspired our company, and what we're about to talk about today. We are going to share not only about my new book, the personal wealth building strategies that I've used over the last 18 years, but we're also going to share something special at the end. So stay all the way. It's wild to think about only 6 short months ago that none of what we are about to share existed. Yes, my book is being launched next month, and it's a different type of money book. It brings fresh ideas and new thoughts to the world about around money, and specifically around our mindsets of wealth. This is a new message that I'm sharing. It's, in fact, this is the first time publicly that I'm starting to talk about it. So it's interesting when I've been writing about it for the last couple months to now actually put words and verbally talk about it out loud. It feels a little vulnerable. So I'm excited that you're here with us today. So I think it's important to me because it's something that's been a big part of my personal journey. And I felt like this message was kind of brewing inside of me, and I know that it was the right time to share this. And one of the reasons I know that is because last August I put time on my calendar, actually 5 days, to I called it the creative week. I wanted to spend 5 days, just have really dedicated time to figure out how we're going to solve a problem in our company and how we wanted to help people that wanted to be helped with their money, even though they may not have a lot of money. And so what I mean by this is a lot of other wealth management firms, I have a lot of friends in the industry, and as their companies have matured, and over time, they've increased their minimum. So a very normal minimum to work with a wealth management firm is $1 million. And we just never felt good as a company instilling these minimums. We have also experienced over the years that when we've helped these families with, it's like we're offering our services for free, but we also really want to help people. So that was important to us, but we had to solve the problem of how do we help people that want to get helped, and how do we not go out of business doing it? So there it was. So through prayer and thought and reflection and advice from mentors, lots of conversations with Jason, getting input from our whole team, this book, and as a result, our new program came together in a few short months. It felt like we were totally guided to serve people in this way. So now to step back and see all of this come together and realizing how we're going to help people and in such a more powerful way, we're just so excited about that coming to fruition. So this book project, which planted the vision for our new offering, is about serving the younger generations, Generation X, so my generation, millennials. They're wanting different things from us, and our clients are evolving, and we have to evolve to really serve them. And so I thought this was a fun fact. By 2030, only 6 short years away, Generation X and millennials will surpass baby boomers in terms of holding the most wealth in the United States. In fact, $72 trillion, that's so much money, will move hands over the next 20 years. And we've discovered that these younger generations want a different type of support. So during that creative week, those 5 days, I actually wrote, it just felt like it was flowing out of me, 30,000 words. And within the 2 months following that, last fall, I wrote an additional 15,000 words. And so now the book is with the formatters now and will be released in March. But again, it was like this message wanted to leap out into the world, and it's heartfelt, and it's a lot of my personal journey, my personal stories. But I feel so blessed by God to be the one to bring it into the world. So now I am going to share exactly what that message is. Are you ready? Money loves you. The subtitle, Transform Your Relationship with Money and Grow Your Wealth. So yes, money loves you is a bold statement. It's a strong perspective. And whether you seeing this cover immediately believes this or not, we all make up stories about money. We all have strong perspectives about important things in our lives, including money. What does it mean to us? What are our beliefs around money? What is our inner dialogue about money? So it's my hope, after reading this book, the readers will say money loves you, and it will become a phrase that they can say to yourself and to others and really believe it. Yes, just ask yourself this question. Has there been a time in your life where you have said, I'm just not good with money, or money hates me, or money stresses me out, or money is the root of all evil, or money is a burden? How do I be responsible with money? How do I hide my money? Do I ignore my money? I'm too busy to deal with money. Like, as advisors, we have heard all sorts of what I call wealth busters in these limiting beliefs around money. And people, a lot of times, accept these perspectives as truth. And maybe that doesn't feel quite so bold as what you're looking at on this cover. But if you believe the one thought, can you believe the other? And who do you think ultimately would be more successful with money? The person that believes they're just not good at it, or the person that believes that money loves them? You may not believe it, and that's okay. That's part of what this is about. You might be thinking very literal right now, like, Julia, money isn't a person. How can it love me? Yes, I know this, but indulge me. So many of us have subconscious thoughts around money, especially earlier in life. Those thoughts were planted in us, maybe not even from us. It could have been from a parent, a teacher, someone in your life. Or you may be retired at this point in the life and already financially independent, like so many of our clients already are, and you have this figured out. But what would your younger self believe? Or maybe a loved one, a child, what do they believe around money? So I'm a big fan of practical tools, and this book includes a proven framework with practical tools, and we are going to talk a lot about those today. Yes, we can believe that money loves us. This is not saying you have to believe this, but my vision and hope is that you will say this and believe it. So I think it's also important when I share about this book is not about loving money or being obsessed with money. In fact, it's the opposite. When you can take charge over your money, or when you allow it to love you, you gain mastery over it and money becomes neutral. It's simply a tool, a power assist in fueling what your life's dreams and legacy are. It leads to peace and fulfillment, not a chase for more. And I have witnessed a lot of our retirees and wealthier clients are at this stage, but I have also seen a lot who are not. And this book and our Inspired Wealth program, which we'll talk more about today, is for them. And a lot of our clients serve as my inspiration of how we do help others get to where you are, get to financial independence and peace. You know that wealth building is a long-term game. You know it takes perseverance, and it takes belief and a whole lot of patience. And so my hope with this message is that it can guide others to hold on to this belief. Money loves you, instead of the beliefs that hold them back from making progress with their money. Imagine what can be possible. And our hope is that you may want to tell people, your loved ones, about this who may not be as far as long as you are on your journey. Because there are a lot of people in a bad place with money in the United States. I want to say I heard something the other day that 70% of the families couldn't come up with $500 for an emergency. So there's there's, I really feel like there's room for us to have this great mindset around money. The framework that emerged in this book is what I've personally done for the last 15 plus years with my husband. And when I was writing it, I didn't know exactly what the end result would be. And I was actually a little concerned of how are we going to support people using this framework? Well, I'm excited to report we have figured it out and designed a whole new program and process around it. And it's called Inspired Wealth. What does that mean? Well, to me, inspired comes from within. It comes from our heart. Motivation. Sometimes we can be motivated around our money, our New Year's resolutions. We get motivated, but motivation can be fleeting. But inspiration comes from within and is long lasting. So we're going to walk through this framework today. And I'm excited because it meets you. I think it really can meet you where you're at and guide people to a prosperous financial future. So before we do that, if you would like to be notified of when this book is live, it is going to be sometime in March. I don't have the exact date yet, but if you want to know when it goes live and want more information about it, if you text the word love to 458-777-4458, we will keep you updated on the progress.
Love it. Julia, I'm so excited about this. Of course, I read the book. I got an advanced copy, which was very, very great. And I was skeptical at first with the title, and I was like, I don't know, but reading the book was super helpful. You make it very practical. You've got key lessons and learnings. It was a very easy read for me. So thank you for putting this together, because this is, I know there was a lot of energy and effort into making this happen, but it truly is something that can transform those relationships with money. So I'm very excited about it, happy about it, and really glad to share it with others. So thank you.
Thank you, Jason. That means a lot. Yes, you and Angel gave very valuable feedback and support, and I just really appreciate that. Okay, so let's dive in. So the practical side of the book is 5 basic tools, and we're going to really give you just a little appetizer or a taste of each one. And then if you have any questions, you can text those to the number listed on the bottom of the presentation, and then we'll answer all of those questions at the end. Okay, so the first tool, the name of the tool is not up here, but it's called the freedom number. But before we go there, the whole idea of this is to think about our future. So I don't think we spend a lot of time envisioning our future when we are younger. This is a picture of Jason's family in 2010. I think this was right around the time that I met them. They had their baby, and they were just kind of like busy time of life, right? A hectic pace. They had kids, competing priorities demanded their time and attention. I think they're very unique, though. They did reach out to us as financial advisors and ask for help. That's actually where we met Jason. He and Angel became clients first. So I would say that's not always common, that a young family reaches out for financial advice. But Jason, you're not common. So there you go. But we all know the days can be long during that time, but the years are fast. And in a blink of an eye, here we are, 2023. I think your oldest is graduating this year. Mm-hmm. The kids are getting older. You are in your future lives. And so, but what I have found in not only working with clients, but also reading, a lot of psychology books on our future selves, is that we're somewhat disconnected from our future lives. we disconnect, we discount how we're going to feel or how we're not going to feel in the future. And in fact, studies indicate that individuals who establish a strong connection to their future selves are more likely to make financial choices that benefit them in the long run. So there's actually a whole chapter in my book around this concept. So the question I have for all of us today is, how much time do we spend thinking about our future selves, thinking about 10 years, 15 years into the future? So you can even take a little moment here. Do you see a financial future for yourself? Has it changed in a while? Do you accept just whatever it is, whatever it'll be? It's kind of a default. But I would invite you, what if you were to choose a different financial future? Or what if you could commit to what you really want? So the idea behind the Freedom Number tool is we help you identify what your future financial independence number is. So everyone should have a number like this. It's actually one of the most frequently asked questions when clients come in and work with our advisors. How much money do I need to have to retire? How much money do I need to have to stop working and start my dream business? How much money do I need for financial independence? And the freedom number is a number that brings that future financial self, what you envision for your future, and it brings it back to today. And we actually have the math to put this into a number. And the path to discovering financial freedom is found in knowing your freedom number. So we believe financial freedom happens in an instant. It's the moment that you have a plan and you commit to working towards it. So not having financial freedom is the stress. It's not knowing what to do with your money. It's not having a plan to get out of debt, or not having a plan to meet your financial goals. But when you have all of that, when you have a plan in place, that financial freedom, you can start feeling that in the discipline of making a commitment towards that plan. Financial independence, though, is very different. Financial independence can take a lifetime of wealth building. And financial independence is achieved when your assets create enough income for you to cover the lifestyle that you want without generating income, so without going to work. And here's the deal. There's no magic number for financial independence, because each one of us is unique. Each family is unique. Each couple is unique. So it's really important. It used to be, oh, you need $1 million to retire. It's not like that anymore, because everyone has different lifestyles. So knowing your freedom number can give you that start putting that plan into place that gives you those feelings of financial freedom. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Jason to go over the next tool here.
Love that. Thank you, Julia. Yeah, you really took me back there. I'm glad you only went 13 years back and not 20. That you would have really seen that I had hair back then, but but yeah, you're right. It is all about getting to those next steps. And part of that is this financial empowerment snapshot. So, it says all financial progress begins by looking into your financial mirror, which is so critical. How can we know what our picture looks like without actually looking into the mirror? And it's important to see financially even where we're at now. And this is not a forever look. This is just right now. What do you look like financially? And I love how, it's before we can really get to the rewards that we have, as you're kind of talking about future stuff, the rewards of that financial freedom and confidence. We have to see the truth, and then also look into that mirror. And then this does take courage, right? It takes us really being thoughtful and proactive to plant a new thought into our minds of how we want to experience the future, experience new feelings for the future, and embody our future financial self. It just doesn't come easily, but it's important to do. So really, this financial empowerment snapshot it's a work in progress. It's not stagnant. It's going to change, but it is a tool that can capture our current picture of our financial mirror. And we just know that this picture is going to evolve over time. And personally, I love looking at my financial empowerment snapshot every 90 days. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but I like looking at every 90 days because it's very helpful. Okay, where was I at and where am I, 90 days later? And then where do I want to be in the future? So it really helps make active progress by looking at that snapshot.
Absolutely. Thank you. And the next tool, now you can't do a money strategy without using the word budget. But we like to call this welcome to the anti-budget.
Yeah.
The value-based cash flow method. So most people don't like to budget. I have seen lots of stats out there that I want to say 80, even though a lot of us may think we have a budget, 80% of Americans don't actually follow a budget. So it could be complicated. We don't have time. There's a lot of different things. But I think at the root of it, I think the word budget can trigger all sorts of emotions in us, right? Restriction. I can't spend money. There's just a lot of negative connotations tied to it. I hope that's the right word.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what we want to. We want to free people of that. Freedom with your money doesn't mean, we're not saying that we're not paying attention to how you spend it. But instead of restricting you, we want you to have a sense of empowerment and freedom with your cash flow. And here's the deal. Maybe there's a small portion of us that love budgeting. Like I have a feeling that Jason loves budgeting, right, Jason?
Yes, I do.
And we all identify with money differently. And in fact, I devote a whole chapter in my book about understanding your money identity. And I have found there's 5 different money identities. We're not going to go into all of that, but I think Jason's specific money identity loves budgets, loves all of that. But there's 4 other that may not like it. And so if you love it, great. But if you don't, which I have found in working with clients and with friends, like they just kind of have this resistance to it. We've got to figure out another way. And so this is simply another way of thinking about spending your money in ways that you value. So instead of an energy of restriction and the lack mentality that budgets often make us feel, the method, the value-based cash flow method, is designed to align your spending habits with your values. And again, leaves you with that sense of empowerment and excitement of, oh, I get to spend my money this way. And you work hard for your money. Like we spend a lot of our time, working and earning money. And so it's important that the way that you're spending that is in a way that fuels the life that you choose. And so understanding your money values provides a very strong foundation for making intentional and informed financial decisions. And here's the thing, there's not a right or wrong. Like, I think a lot of financial gurus out there like to say, you got to do it this way, but you got to do what works for you. And so I think, again, the whole idea and the premise of Money Loves You is finding a way of how to have a relationship with money that empowers you and allows you to make choices based on the emotions of love, not fear, not the restriction, not the I can't do it. Those strong negative, there's a lot of shame around money and decisions that we've made in the past that we need to just free ourselves from and move forward. All right, next tool is, Jason started to refer to it. We call it the financial seasons. So in nature, we have winter, we're in it now, we have spring, summer, fall. So our minds understand seasons when it comes to weather. But often, I don't think we approach life with this seasonal mindset. And it's normal that we look at big goals that we set, whether it's financial goals, as just that really big. We may start towards a big goal or a financial resolution. Did you have one? A lot of New Year resolutions are financial, but fall short because we often go really big and goals and it feels overwhelming. And we tend to, something side rails us and we fall back into old patterns. So what has been your experience with setting money goals? Do you feel overwhelmed or frustrated? Did you set a New Year's goal and are already off track? I mean, that's normal. That's the normal statistics out there. Maybe you beat yourself up. I'm not smart enough. It's too hard to gain momentum. Other priorities jumped in. But again, I think the way that we look at setting goals is sometimes too black or white. So in this framework that we are talking about is called financial seasons. And it's a process that helps you think about accomplishing your goals as though they were the seasons, financial seasons. We also encourage you to name them. Like, this is my saving for my dream vacation in Bahamas season, or this is paying off my car so I don't have a payment season, or this is establishing my emergency fund so I can breathe season, and so on. But when we chunk our bigger financial goals, like I want to get out of debt, into 90-day, smaller, focused seasons, they become more doable. And I think the most powerful thing about this is they create momentum. And one of the things, like, I find myself saying a lot is, you can have all the things. Like, we can do all, I want you to dream big. I want you to do all the things, but we just can't do it all at the same time. So we just have to have a process. And this financial season process allows you to prioritize what's important for you and then chunk it down into little digestible pieces. So my husband and I started doing this in 2005. We did the financial empowerment snapshot that Jason referred to. It's basically your whole financial plan on one piece of paper. And I actually have those printed from 2005. Every quarter, every 90 days, we set the priority for the next 90 days. And we said, okay, in these 90 days, we want to pay this off when we were paying off debt. Or in the next time, we want to save for this vacation, or we want to put this amount of money into our retirement. So whatever the priority was at the time, but the act of doing that creates this powerful momentum in your money. And when you're in the accumulation phase, when you're building your nest egg, when you're building financial independence, it's really important to have some sort of process that you're following, because as we all know, other priorities will come in and derail us. But the other thing is, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, there were some seasons, some 90 days that we went backwards, that we got off track. But knowing that we were always coming up for that next 90 days kind of put us back on track. So I think this is just a really powerful process. And again, at the end, we're going to share how we are going to help clients to stay on top of their financial priorities. Okay, and the last tool is a relationship building method. 43% of divorces in America happen due to money, due to finances, due to money fights. So money affects every relationship, be it with our partner, but also our children, our parents, our friends, our coworkers, our boss. Like, conscious or not, money is a part of all relationships. And the more we can understand how money works in our lives, both in strengths and weaknesses, the more easily we can build a better relationship with ourselves, with our money, and as a result, with other people. And the relationship building method, as sometimes you would think that has to do with another person, but yes, that does have to do with that, but it starts with ourselves. So whether you are single, in a relationship, no matter what your status is, this chapter that I write about in my book is for you, because it starts with ourselves. So just think for a moment, how do you relate to money? What's your history with money? A good question is, what's your earliest money memory? And how did that shape you into who you are today? Each of us have this unique relationship with money, and it's just that. It's unique, it's yours, it's personal. That's why personal finance is so important, because we all need to be we all need to be personal with our money. And when you can understand more about yourself, it can then serve in your relationships to others. So in my book, there's a framework around these money dates. And the money dates are powerful whether you are single or in a committed relationship. And many people struggle with this topic of money in relationships. And if you've ever gone to a marriage counselor, you know that the most common advice is this: if you want to heal your relationship, you have to start on yourself. So if you're in a relationship where your partner manages the money, and you may find yourself thinking, oh, I don't need to pay attention, or you're ignoring your money altogether, I want you to choose to change this. It's each of our responsibilities to really own our actions with our money and become a master of your finances. We've had several clients over the years find themselves suddenly single. So it could be by death, by divorce, only wishing that they knew more in how to handle the finances. And here's the other cool thing about aligning your financial vision, having a financial vision with your partners, makes that relationship so much more powerful. When you can communicate about money effectively and without judgment or resentment, you break down the walls and ultimately provides the ability and the confidence to speak straight with each other about other taboo subjects. So I just feel strongly that when two are aligned in a relationship, with the same money principles, they can create exponential growth in their relationship. So it's sometimes hard to start these conversations, but I would encourage you to, it doesn't have to be my book, but educate yourself on money, and work with an advisor that honors both voices in a relationship. And we would be honored to help facilitate some conversations around money if that's what you need. Do you have anything to share, Jason? Because I think you and Angel have a really good money relationship together.
Yes, we have dialed it in quite nicely. You're exactly right. I mean, these things don't just happen quickly. Like, it takes time in building it. And I love this 5-tool framework that gives the context to be able to build this relationship process over time. So I remember many times where it was not very fun, but certainly, now it's become almost more routine and just becomes part of what we talk about together, and it's not scary anymore. So using these processes really does make a huge difference.
I agree. Okay, so you've heard us talk about the Inspired Wealth financial planning framework and the program. And I just want to say these tools and framework works. We have seen them guide our clients to financial freedom and independence. But what stops us is not the framework or the tools, it's ourselves. It's the hard days that we have. It's the unexpected challenges that come up. It's the, oh my goodness, my tire blew out and now I need to spend money on new tires. And then our kids need braces and then the property taxes are due. It's all these curveballs that life can throw at us. And possibly the biggest curveball is how we view, or how our loved ones, our partners view these types of events when they occur. It's the start and stop that brings us back to these negative money stories that take root in our subconscious. They can do that. Like, I'm not good with money, or this always happens to me, or whatever the story might be for you or for the people that are close to you. And these beliefs, they don't serve us. These beliefs can lead us to lose faith in ourselves or money itself. And so our mindsets are an essential part that helps all these practical strategies, the tools that really, really work. So much of winning with money is an inside game. It's our inner game. It's our mindset and feelings around wealth, our sense of worth, our relationship with money that in most of us is developed subconsciously, from our personal experience that we've had from a young age. And even though this framework is so powerful and it works and it's true, it's the inner game. If that has not been addressed simultaneously, it can work against us, or it works. I'm sure you've seen this in friends and loved ones. So that's why half of the book is actually devoted to your mindset. And I not only wanted to write this book to bring these concepts and thoughts to the world, but we also were passionate about developing something different, developing a new way to work with us. And our Inspired Wealth program is this new offering. It integrates all the things that we've talked about today, and it supports you, or it supports the clients that are choosing to work with us in this way with these tools. It gives them a coach. And we know that life happens. We know that we get busy. We have our financial priorities can slide. But we believe if you have a coaching session every 90 days with your financial advisor to remind you why you should be your priority, why your future self should be a priority, well, it can be life-changing. So we really feel like accountability, which is so much of this program, creates and maintains the momentum, which in turn leads to real progress towards your financial goals. So if what we've been talking about is resonating with you today, or you may think of someone who needs this kind of support and the tools, so we're going to tell you more about the program, and you can see if it's right for you. We did not want to establish large minimums for new clients. We didn't want to make someone have $1 million to get started with us. We really want to help people that want to be helped. And that's why this program is so powerful, because it's not based on how many assets you have. It's based on your desire to build and grow your wealth, and that you want the support to make sure that you're meeting your financial goals. So in this program, you get a dedicated licensed financial advisor and coach, someone that is walking alongside you, who is using our proprietary method and who has experience managing millions of dollars. Next, you get ongoing financial planning with quarterly sessions, one-on-one with your advisor. And that also they are using the 5-tool framework. And no one else is using this framework out there, I'll say. So we really love that these tools work. They're proven and they are proprietary to us. Next, to keep track of your progress and to check in 24/7 if you'd like, we have awesome financial planning technology just that keeps you up to date on your financial goals. And then lastly, a whole financial library and master classes for this ongoing education and empowerment to help you stay inspired towards your financial goals. So again, you may not need this. A lot of our clients are here today that all are already retired, and you've already probably got a lot of this figured out. And I hope you're saying, yes, I'm happy you guys are creating a program like this, because this probably would have been really beneficial 20 30 years ago. But if you think this would be beneficial for our loved ones, then we would be happy to have a conversation with them and share this with them. And if this is you, you're listening and you're like, yeah, I'd like this. Well, let me tell you a little bit more about how to get started. So here we are. To work with us, we're offering all of this value, would cost $6,000, but for a yearly cost of $2,500, or you can get started for $675 for your first quarter. So that is all inclusive, and you will have access right away to your financial advisor coach to help you implement these tools that we've discussed today. Jason, did I miss anything there?
That's great. Yeah, no, this is a very good deal. Obviously, we've looked at the marketplace, and we're offering something very amazing for actually a reasonable cost. So it's great to see in print, and yeah, this can really help a lot of folks. So yeah, if you are ready to schedule a free coaching discovery call, you can certainly do that. You can text the word coach to that same number, 458-777-4458. And we are still going to take questions at the end. So I've seen there's been a few that are coming in now, but feel free to text a question also to that number. But if specifically you're saying, I'd like to figure out more about this program, I may be interested, tell me more, then let's get you on a coaching discovery call, totally free, 15 minutes of your time, maybe slightly longer depending on your questions there. But if you text the word coach to 458-777-4458, you will get a link to schedule your own appointment. So you'll be able to pick a day and time that works well for you. Doesn't matter your time zone. We can help people all over the country. So if you're thinking of maybe a friend or coworker or someone who's not right next to you as your neighbor, we'd be glad to help them as well. So feel free to send them this video or send them this link to be able to set that up very easily. Yeah, so this can be very meaningful, as we've kind of talked about, to someone who's really looking to track their progress and actually make advancements on their goals and the things that they want to see accomplished. So as you could see, it can be very helpful.
Yeah, and
So
I'll just
oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to share, when I have looked back over my career, it's when I've done something outside my comfort zone, right? Like invested in a coach, invested in a program that I realized, oh, I don't know what I don't know, or oh, it's holding me accountable to something that's really important to me. And I just feel like ourselves are our best investment.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is what can really create traction for people. So we're very excited about it. Obviously, we're doing a whole seminar about it, which is great. Plus the book. I mean, it goes hand in hand. So anyway, I'll read a couple disclosures and then we'll get to some questions here. So keep entering those in. We are affiliated with LPL Financial, which is the largest independent broker-dealer in the nation currently. And you can kind of read the slide there, but it's a great relationship that we have with them, and they do great things for our clients. And what we like about them is that they are independent. So we don't have to push certain products to you or different things. We get to remain fully autonomous and serve you with everything that we have. So here are some more disclosures for you and questions. Let's see, the first one I see is, what if you don't know how much money you need to make in the future in order to retire? How can someone start to figure that out? Julia?
Ooh, that's really good question.
It's a
And
great one.
yeah, and actually the freedom number exercise that your financial coach will take you through will actually help you begin to put that together. So we always kind of start with where you're at today and then what you envision for your future. And then we can kind of connect those 2 points to come up with a number. And here's the deal, everything changes.
Mhm.
So as you work towards your goals, financial independence, as you get more experience in life, as you have different careers or move up in careers, the numbers always change. And like we've seen that in a lot of our clients as they accumulate wealth. And so it's good to like have a number and start, but remain incredibly flexible. That's what's so cool about our program is we're not delivering financial plans per se that are 100 pages thick and saying, here you go. We're saying, no, we're going to walk beside you and we're going to help you every point along your journey and update things. It's like a living financial plan that you have, and you update as you go.
Well said. Yeah, and the other piece with that is that we also do take into account things like inflation. You know, that can be a concern of it. My money's not going to be there when I need it. So we do walk you through that as well. Next question, will there be enough books available to purchase for kids and grandkids?
Oh, that's a
I
great
love
question.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, so this book will be available on Amazon, and then we are also getting our private financial freedom stash as well. So yes, there'll be plenty of books to go around.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and the last question so far, if you're typing it in, keep typing and we will answer it. What is the financial planning software? Is it like a budgeting app?
Ooh. So the financial planning software we use is called Right Capital. And yes, it does have a cash flow management.
Well
Notice
said.
I didn't say budget. It does have a cash flow management tool, but it also has so much more. So it has your financial empowerment snapshot integrated into it. It has your freedom number where we can look out into the future and say, okay, are you on track? Are you off track? What course adjustment do we need to make? So it has yes, it is have the basics, but it has so much more than that as well. So you'll actually work with your coach and an advisor, same thing, but we'll probably explain the difference between coach and advisor. That would be good. But they will actually help you. So the more 90-day sessions that go by, the more empowered you're going to get in how to use the software, and how that is a power assist as you make decisions in your financial life.
Mhm. Well said. Yeah, and you kind of hit on the next question that is in the queue. What makes a coach different than an advisor?
Ooh, we've had a lot of conversations about this in our company
Mhm.
as we have developed this program. And in our company, if you are a financial coach, that also means you're a financial advisor, which you are licensed. You understand fiduciary standards and the responsibility that comes with that. And but what I would say is a advisor typically advises someone, right? It tells someone what to do, where a coach is a little bit more consultative in the sense of we want to make sure that you're empowered with the information. You know why we're telling you this advice, but it also the coach is developing that self-trust within you. So meaning you're going to come up with the answers. You're going to be in charge of the direction that we're going. You're going to be in charge of, you're going to be driving the car. We're going to be kind of the navigation system. You're going to be driving the car. So we really want you to have that sense of I've got this, and who knows, maybe in the future you may not need us as you become more and more empowered with your money. But we have found it's really nice to have that perspective of someone else that you can have all these conversations with. And and I'll also share that the membership includes you and your partner. So you don't each need a separate partnership or a membership. It includes both. Do you want to share anything more, Jason?
Yeah, I think the other piece is just remembering that this is for anyone who needs this help. It's not exclusive to those with a lot or those with a little. It's really, if you need help planning and mapping out those next 90 days or any of these pieces to help you really get a hold of your financial picture, this is definitely for you. So we've seen people all across the board that could really utilize this and do it well.
Yeah.
All right, looks like we have, oh, this is nice, a thank you note. Thank you for creating a program for those who don't have thousands to invest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. You're most welcome. This is something that's been on our hearts, and of course, Julia's longer than mine because she's been in the business longer. But yeah, this is something that's been huge on our hearts of how to really connect and help those again who want to be helped and really want to put themselves in the driver's seat and take control of their money. So this is quite amazing, and we're certainly glad to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that because we don't want to be like everyone else, right? We really want to help empower people because we know that our world will be a better place with positive mindsets with money. When good people have money, they can do really good things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Great.
Okay, well,
Thank you
this
for
was
all those
fun.
questions. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And if you have more questions, feel free to text them in, call us, we're available. We will be talking about this for years to come because we really feel like these next generations need this education and empowerment and support as they become the next generations to steward our wealth.
Mm-hmm. So what's love got to do with money, Julia?
Everything.
Everything.
Bye,
Bye, everyone.
everyone.